Hey guys, it's Kelly Ann and welcome to another Flossy Friday. Today is May 22nd and once again, I've lost track of time. It's 8:30 p.m. here and Central Standard Time, and I also honestly don't have much to show you guys. I've only worked on one thing this week, and there was a few days where I didn't stitch at all. Basically, life update for this week. Potter's doing great. I'm about to go work out, so he's hanging out in that room right now, kind of like waiting for me because I went back there and turned the light on and remembered I need to come film. So that's why he's not somewhere in here right now. But as far as I go, work this week has been mentally exhausting. And it just is what it is. It's nothing bad, nothing crazy. It's just been mentally exhausting. I've had a little bit of migraines here and there this week, and I think it's just been the stuff that I've been editing this week. I have a lot of rewrites to do, and just staring at the computer screen has really hurt my head. Otherwise, more stuff with the backyard is getting updated this weekend. Oh, I do have my quilt. Okay, so this weekend, that is one of my goals on this long weekend. I will give an update to the quilt that I was working on last week, and a bunch of you wanted to see some of my other like quilts and some of my stash and stuff. So this weekend I want to make a video just for that. So I'll give that update in that video, but as far as stitching goes, I've only worked on one thing. And let's see. Yeah, I just had some migraines. They've been mild, but they've lasted like all day. Like they weren't excruciating to where you have to sleep the whole day, but they have been irritating enough that working on the computer also, just enunciated the irritation. And my daily walks, they'll start out at 70 degrees, and by the time I'm back in an hour, it's in the 80s, or it's in the 80s, and by the time I'm back, it's in the 90s, or they're in the 90s the entire time. It's been getting very hot here. A lot of our temperatures have been like 93 to 95, feels like 97 to 100 because we've had really high humidity. The temperatures should be a little bit lower this upcoming week because it's supposed to rain for the next 8 days. So that's pretty much the only thing that's going on here. My dad is supposed to come up later this weekend, and we are going to work on the yard. I have a couple new roses to plant that I got 2 weeks ago. So I've been babying them in their plastic pots until we could get them in the ground. So there's that. The electrical stuff got done this week. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. So I did have to go and get some threads today for a couple of things that I needed some threads for, but also to finish getting the threads for my Titanic piece, because that is what I've been working on this week whenever I have been stitching. So I will show you where I'm at, and I'm doing this in a little unorthodox of a way. So if you remember, and you may not, but if you possibly do, I have the mini Titanic's last day, and I didn't need all of the background, right? So I cropped mine. I'm leaving it as tall, so that way there's about 20 stitches above the front mast, and there's about 20 stitches below, 20 to 25 stitches below the boat, and about 10 to 15 on each side of the bow and the stern. So I've significantly cut it down. It was a 15-page chart, and I cut it down to a 9-page chart. So I got rid completely of the whole first column and the whole last column. And the last page is this tall, and I'm only doing the first 7 rows on the last page. So I cut it down significantly. It's supposed to be 355 by 227, and I made it 201 by 199. So what I did was I started in the upper left-hand corner of where my new coordinates of the pattern are, and I went over a little bit and I was missing some of the threads. I now have all of them that I need, but I started up here and I filled some more of that in, but I decided to go all the way down, and so that's what I did. So this is as tall as the pattern, and I'm right at halfway with the pattern as well, going across the bottom. So my goal for this weekend is to finish the 3 little pages of the 7 rows. This right down here. So it's 7 rows deep, and obviously there's some confetti up here, but this main chunk, the main part of the 3 pages across the bottom are 4 colors, and there's a little bit of confetti on each end and a little, very little sprinkled throughout the middle. So all of this from here to here is the same color, and so there's 2 other colors in that section. So I'm working on that just to get those pages gone and out of my whip for this, and then I'll move back up. But I was watching Titanic last night, and I had to stitch that part of the boat on the page that I was on, which is my page 2 of column 1. So this is how wide my first page is, because I took out that much of that page. So that's how wide from here to here my page 1 is. So my page 2 and my page 3 are the full pages in width. So anyways, that's what I've been working on. I feel like I have made a lot of progress. You can't see some of it as well because they blend in with my fabric really well, but I went down and I have some really big like chunks of the same color everywhere, which is really nice. There are areas of confetti. I don't know how I luck out with a lot of my heids and have minimal confetti. There are definitely areas of confetti, but I would be lying if I didn't say there weren't giant chunks of the same color everywhere, which you can tell just going down this. Like, and some of these aren't even confetti. Some of these chunks aren't even confetti. I just decided to keep going with the same color and just count, because I am stitching this on 16 count Aida that I just had here. I had a big enough piece, and I dip dyed it in a light blue mixed with a little bit of black to make a light navy color. And I didn't rinse out all the sizing, which is why I have some of these like whiter patches and some modeling throughout here, which I'm fine with because heids are full coverage, so it won't matter anyways. So yeah, that is the full length. And that is about half of the width, and that is a little chunk of the Titanic, the back end of her. So that's what I'm going to be working on this weekend and all the rest of the week through the end of the month. I would, like I said, I am going to try and pick back up on my Santas. The goal was to do that this week, but on my lunch breaks, because I was just mentally like blah, kind of, I needed to just take a mental break. So for my hour lunch break, I was going and laying down in my bed and watching TV with Potter for an hour. And it was very much needed to rest my eyes away from the computer and away from back and forth looking at patterns and colors and symbols and all that kind of stuff. So it's just what I needed to do to mentally rest my mind. I do have one thing of haul, and it is A Needle Runs Through It in conjunction with the Frosted Pumpkins, the official Donut Club member needle minder. So this came in actually today. And it's so super cute. I know that they are having they have a donut pattern and a lot of people are stitching it, and I believe the goal is to be done by June 5th. I think that's National Donut Day. I'm not going to be stitching that. Maybe someday I'll stitch the donut, but not this year. But I did want to get the needle minder. I have all of the needle minders from the Frosted Pumpkins, and that is done with, I believe her name is Maria, at A Needle Runs Through It. And I even have some of her needle minders that she just has on Etsy. I have a TARDIS, I have a Harry Potter themed one, I have the Gilmore Girls Luke sign one. I think I have one more, but I can't. Oh, I have a Sherlock one, I think. Anyways, I love her needle minders. My favorite needle minders are the wooden ones like this. And so if you would like to check out more of A Needle Runs Through It that are not Frosted Pumpkin related, but other fandoms, you can check out A Needle Runs Through It on Etsy because she has great stuff. She also has stitch markers. I'm not a knitter. I can't knit or crochet because I have nerve damage in my hand and I can't hold things tight enough. It's a thing. I've tried since my hand got injured and I just can't do it anymore. But she does have stitch markers. I do know that. But that's basically it, you guys. It's a really short update. It's coming at you really late, and I do apologize for that. I truly just lost track of time. They came and switched out my back patio table to the new smaller one today, and I had to go run a few errands, and then work was just blah, obviously again, and so it's just been a day. And as soon as that was over with, I just started stitching and I put it on a movie and I lost track of time. So anyways, I hope that y'all all had a fantastic week and have a great long weekend coming up. And I know mine is mostly, I need to do a little bit of cleaning around my house, always working out, stitching, and some yard work. So that's pretty much my plans for this week, and just unwinding my mind a little bit more, and yeah, trying to see how much I can get done on the Titanic's last day from Heaven and Earth Designs. Isn't the R.M.S just so beautiful? Yeah. So I'm in love with this. I'm having so much fun stitching on it. And the goal is, if anything, to get those 3 bottom tiny pages like figured out. Like get them out of here. So yeah, I hope that y'all have a great week. Leave me some comments down below because I love chatting with you guys. And I will say, if normally I answer the same day that you leave a comment. YouTube no longer sends me a notification on my phone. Like, I no longer get the red bubble. I no longer get like a notification whenever my phone is like black screened that I have comments. So I'm just going in and checking them periodically. And so if it takes me a day or so to get back to you, it's simply because YouTube does not inform me anymore, and I don't understand why. But I try to check it as often as possible. It just depends on what's going on. But I do try to check it at least once a day. So if I've been responding a little bit later and you've wondered about that, that's what's going on. I don't know why YouTube is the way it is. But leave me some comments, and because I love chatting with you guys, and I will see y'all next week. And I hope that y'all have a great stitchy week. Stay safe and sane and stitching, and I will see y'all. How many times can I say see y'all next week? One more time. Yeah. Bye, guys.